what do you think about that? You want to grow a garden, but you don't want to commit to a ginormous garden like your grandma and grandpa had, but you still would like to have some fresh vegetables? I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Welcome back to 1822 MC Adventures in More. If you're a long time and loyal subscriber, I appreciate you sticking with me. If you're new to the channel, well, we're talking about homesteading today and a little bit of gardening. Maybe next time we'll go camping, maybe next time we go fishing. I don't know. Depends on how busy I am and what I got going, because you must remember, this is a non-sponsored channel. I get nothing but aggravation for doing these videos. The ads that you see on my videos are coming from YouTube, not me. I get not one thin dime for them. And I'd like to say something to the people that do advertise on YouTube. There should be a 5-second rule for these ads. When you force me to watch an ad before I watch a video, you just sealed your fate. I will not have any interest in your product. The first 5 seconds of an ad, if I'm interested in your product, I'll watch the ad. If not, I'm out, because it means nothing to me. I don't want to watch ads on twat deodorant or tampons or any of these other weirdo freaking... You know what? I'll just stop. Let's go gardening, guys. Fuck YouTube and censorship and the Rainbow Mafia and all this other horse shit that happens in June. Seriously. Anyways. Sorry, I'm old, my filter's clogged, and I don't give a fuck. I'm old enough now I can get away with saying crazy shit. He said, oh yeah, he's just a crazy old man. Don't mind him. Yeah. You're lucky I'm not fucking 30 years old anymore, motherfuckers. Let's go gardening. Alrighty guys, normally I would have annual flowers in the front of this daylily bed. But instead of planting annual flowers and seasonal flowers, I've decided to plant some green beans in there, interplanted with my flowers. And we're getting photobombed by Mr. Scoop. Alright, so that's how you grow vegetables with your flowers. And this box here is 4x4 by 22 inches tall. What I have in here is some carrots. And when I thinned out my beans, I put the transplants in here. They normally don't transplant good, but we'll see. And I got 2 little things of spinach in here. The rest of the spinach did not come up. And where that plate is at, I still plan on planting something. I just haven't decided. It would be like an eggplant or a tomato, maybe a cucumber vine with a trellis. Not sure yet. Still not too late to do it. Alrighty guys, what we have here is a shipping pallet that is 4 feet by 8 feet. What I did was I hoed the ground up a little bit. I laid the pallet down. I filled it up with dirt. I planted some bantam corn. This corn here will only grow about 6 feet tall tops and should produce me 3 ears, maybe 4 ears if I'm lucky, of old school yellow sweet corn. It's a bantam variety, so it won't grow real tall. It should be easy to manage. And in the rows in between the corn, I have got green beans. The green beans, they take somewhere around 50 plus days to come in, so it won't be that much longer. We'll have green beans, and probably by the end of July, we'll have sweet corn. But yeah, real easy to do, not much to weed. Lay it out. If you don't like doing it, pick it up, burn it, rake it smooth, and you're right back where you started before you started gardening. Very, very low maintenance, low commitment, easy to do. Alright guys, and to build a little bed like this, all you need is some old lumber. This came from a fence. We have a brand new fence behind me. I told the company that put the fence up, and they did a great job, to save the panels, the old panels for me, and I would repurpose them. What I did in this bed was, after I built it, and I built it with 4x4s in the corners, and this is old repurposed 5-quarter fence board. And then what I did is I filled this up about halfway with wood, like tree trimmings, you know, pieces of tree limbs and whatnot. I just cut it to size, dropped it in there, and then I filled the rest up with dirt and compost. As time goes on, obviously all my yard lumber will rot into compost and dirt. It'll just take some time, and if you do it that way, you don't have to fill the whole damn thing up with dirt. So not only do you trim your trees and bushes and clean your yard up a little bit, you got the base material for your raised bed. And believe me, this is so easy. Even though I'm taking a knee right now, and I don't play football or women's fucking basketball, I'm taking a knee to the hole. All of my gardening duties in this raised bed I can do standing up and just bending over just a little bit. It makes my life a lot easier. And like I said, on the pallet gardens, now that's 4x8, you get the 4x4 pallets, whatever pallets you can get your hands on. And like I said, find a nice spot, fill it up with dirt, plant it, water it, watch it grow, fertilize it as needed. Alright, excuse me, this was sitting at the end of my driveway, so I had to walk over there and get it. Some fucking asshat threw this out their window. It's not even a fucking beer. You're not going to get in any trouble having this on the floorboard of your truck. The person that did this, fuck you. Go back to the third world shithole you came from. Here in America, we don't do shit like this. We got trash cans and we got dumps. Fuckers. Don't even get me started on that kind of shit. Yeah, I'm not even going to get started on it. I'm not going to say anything like, well, just look at pictures of where these motherfuckers are coming from. They live in trash heaps. Right, this little bed right here is some repurposed fencing board, and I have some corn thinnings in there that probably won't amount to nothing, but I put them in there anyways. I recently trimmed up my oregano, as you can see, and in the corner there I have a rosemary bush that's probably 15 years old. I just keep cutting it back, and it gives us some of the greatest rosemary you'd ever want to use in your cooking or bathing. More on that later. I started this bed last year. This is pallets cut in half, nailed together, and the gaps sealed up. Same routine with this one. The bottom 2/3 actually on this one is tree trimmings, tree limbs, yard debris, and then dirt on top of it. Last year I grew some killer tomatoes. I don't have anything planted in here right now. Right now it's a worm bed. I'm fixing to show you that. Watch this. Now just to help amend this soil, I'm probably going to be planting some green beans in here very shortly. And then maybe at the end of the year I'll plant some peas or some cool weather crops. I don't really know what yet, but anyways, watch this. Look at the size of that one. Oop. Oop, come here, you. Almost like a baby snake, huh, guys? That's what you really want to see in these beds is baby worms. I really should be using a pea rake, but as you can see, here you. Oop, there's another one. Nice jumping wigglers and babies, the whole 9 yards, guys. Oop, there's another one. Now, if you was a brim, would you not want to eat that thing? I mean, that thing's pretty feisty for a worm, don't you think? And yeah, if I come out here with a pea rake and I start pulling this dirt around, them they're night crawlers. Actually, they're regular old-fashioned earthworms, and they get huge. Some of them in here look like snakes. I dig deep, get some really nice ones out of here. So this is dual purpose. It's a raised bed garden, and it's also a worm garden. Alrighty guys, and future plans, because this isn't quite done yet, I'm going to be filling up these little small squares that are like 3.5 by 20 inches or whatever they are, and I want to plant herbs in here, right? So I'll have culinary herbs growing in these little long boxes. I'll have actual vegetables and fish bait growing in the big bed. And I rotate the crops every season. Great way to do it. And depending on what you're planting, depends on how much you can cram in here. I planted 4 tomato plants in here last year, a cherry tomato and 3 different types of regular tomatoes, and they all did very well. It was a good place to do it. They had just the right amount of sun, water, fertilizer, the whole 9 yards, and not a lot of weeding because it's a raised bed. And I'm building, my plans are to build about 5 or 6 more of these, maybe even more, in my backyard, because this is the way to garden. And so what kind of tools do you need to do this? Not many, I can assure you. The planting that I did was with this here stick. Cut a stick about the size of your finger. That's a 6-inch mark. I have a 4-inch mark about right there. There's 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and 1/2 inch. So I can simply draw a line in the dirt, poke the little holes or whatever to proper depth, and I'm in business. What else do you need? Well, not much really. A shovel is just about mandatory. A pea rake or a hoe or both is nice, and a fan rake. And if you're just going to go with the pallets, you could probably get away with just a planting stick and a hoe. But the more tools you have, the easier it is. You know, pitchfork, wheelbarrow, composting bin. I'm not going to show it to you, but I have another setup similar to this, and it's my composting bin. I throw in the yard debris, and I throw in food scraps, whatever, and I turn it over every now and again, and that's my composting pile. Very important part of homesteading. So, you want to do some gardening and you don't want to commit fully to it because you're busy doing other things on top of everything else that we do in life, raised bed gardens and pallet gardens might be what you want to do. You can start out with 1 or 2 pallets, and if you like it, you can always do more. But you can always do more. Start out small, make sure you want to do it, see how much of a commitment it is, and go from there. Happy gardening, guys.